All right. Hello. Good morning. We have a roadmap roundup 4.8 and 4.7 stuff. So obviously, we're going to start out with the 4.7 inclusions. This is kind of exciting. I played last night off stream. And it was doing these because I want that P8SC blueprint. I want that C54 blueprint. I want that S71 blueprint. I do have the S71 blueprint. Yeah, but I don't have the other ones just yet. All the guys did it while I was offline. I was eating dinner. They finished, and then they were like, we're done with that. And then they were doing other stuff. I think they were doing like Hyperion or something. So I got a few guys to try, but somebody keeps blockading checkmate. And guys, they were the worst gamers I had ever seen in my entire life. Okay, so in the recover cargo mission, you recover a destroyed cargo ship, but it can fly. So it's completely red. You get like the crazy torque, things where your ship doesn't fly normally. And my ship's completely red. They are blockading checkmate. I have to turn in the cargo at checkmate, right? So there's a ship there that's destroyed. You can either remove the cargo, put it on your ship, or take the ship and just turn it in. The fastest way is just take the ship and turn it in. So I take the ship. Yeah, you can repair it, but I'm not at the repair station yet. I guess I could have went somewhere else, then repaired it, then gone to checkmate. But I was just like, whatever. If they kill me, we just go do another mission. Who cares? So I bring a caterpillar there, flying so slow. So slow. 4 of them are trying to kill me. Mind you, the ship is completely red. I land in the station. Easy. So anyway, these are the missions that are available at Nyx. These guys were horrible. Courier, two-handed packages. That means holding it like this. So the 1/8 SCU. Delivery, 1x1, which is 1 SCU or 6 1 SCUs, up to that. Recover cargo, which is what I just described. Ship wave attack, bounty kill, bombing run. These are only in Stanton. Some people thought bombing meant that we would have places to bomb in Nyx. We will not. Paid salvage. So that's salvage missions in Nyx. And yeah, and more. Now, obviously, with these comes some new blueprints, like I had mentioned before as well. Also, Sleepy Boy, thank you so much. For Alpha 4.8, they're just basically updating the image of the crossbow, so we'll take a look at that. The FPS weapons art refactor, so more things. This is Dead Rig and Custodian, Ravager, Scalpel, and Coda, and Devastator. Again, last time they did this, I didn't recognize the difference in the weapons, but I saw other people say, wow, they look so much better. Okay, I just don't notice things like that. It is what it is. The Tailwind flight suit looks super cool. I saw an image of it yesterday. I hope it's on the roadmap. We'll take a little bit of a look at it. It looks like a flight suit in 10 years, but obviously it's 1,000 years in the future. So it's like very relevant to today, and it looks like a flight suit. And then here's the big one, and this is the one that I'm a little iffy about, guys. I'm a little iffy about. Item recovery, vehicle loadouts. Adding the ability for players to save and claim vehicle loadouts via the ASOP terminals. Claim vehicles and their components will now be bricked after some time. This includes a major refactor of the entitlement service and extension of the item imprint system to ensure player-owned vehicles persist reliably. So that's awesome. The persist reliably thing, hopefully that works. This doesn't sound any different than what we already have, right? But now if I go to steal your stuff, it's bricked. So it removes the duping aspects, which is good. But it's hard to say this is item recovery Yeah, it also kills salvaging, which is a really unfortunate thing. So, like, people love to do that. Now you have to go and do content to get the salvage instead of looting player ships. That doesn't feel realistic, doesn't feel good. It feels kind of bad. But it doesn't entirely kill salvage because in 4.8, guys, and I think that there's a reason for the timing for this. So it's not no more looting of ships. It's looting and then dismantle. Stonk got it. Stonk in chat has it. Loot the components and then dismantle them, because you're crafting quantum drives, shields, power plants in 4.8, right? So with that, that's people crafting those with good materials. And now it's not just military grade A that you want, let's say, for example, but it's that military grade A shield that's 900 plus quality. So now when you find a ship out there, maybe they have that 900 plus. This is duping, by the way, CIG. You see the vision, but the vision is CIG without glasses on, because it's just duping V2. So what you're telling me is I find enough material to create one power plant, and then I endlessly claim over and over and over again. Now they just made a way so I can dupe 900 plus quality material. It's literally worse. It's duping V2. And this is why I call them idiots. This is why I say what I say. This is why, like, sometimes I speak as if they don't know what they're doing, because it really appears that way. This is their solution to solve duping, chat, is to make worse duping. It's to make worse duping. What's the solution to... I'm just lost. I'm just lost on this one. This is why I consistently have said, when you destroy stuff, it needs to die completely. When you steal stuff, it needs to be stolen forever. I know that is frustrating to backers who spent money on ships. There has to be a way to work on that. Nico said it there. Hold on. So apparently there's I'm not the only one who said this. Why is that popping out? Hold on. Yeah, I'm not the only one who figured this out, because we're, gamers are not stupid. This is what they figure out. Claim vehicles and their components will now be breakdown. So this means no more component duping. Awesome if that's the case. Exactly the goal. No, that just means that they're fucking clueless. Oh my God, nobody's saying it. I'm replying. It's brutal. Mike, if you want players to lose their shit on death in this buggy-ass broken fuck game, even with it completely fixed, you're going to lose a huge player base. Okay. This game is already a massive time sink, and we're not full-time streamers. So you're missing the point, and everybody always misses this fucking point. Because you take the losing everything on death, and you ignore everything else I say every fucking time I say it. Commenters, everybody, they always go down this game is buggy, game is tedious, always. They always miss the fucking point. You have to do, if you're going to make things destructible and stealable and not come back, right, and you're going to have loss for a player, you need to create scenarios in the game where it's incredibly simple to get those things back. I've explained this 100 times. We talk about EVE Online a lot, and I think, again, somebody asked, like, why not use the X4 economy in Star Citizen? I just think, and I explained why I thought the EVE economy makes a lot more sense. It's more interactable between players. It just, like, fits the ethos of what Star Citizen is. That's why I mention EVE a lot. They go really well together. It seems like they would, right? So, in EVE Online, when your ship gets destroyed, you usually have your home location at a place where the entire market is seeded with literally every single item in the game that you could possibly want. So when you die, you press 2 buttons and you have everything back, and the game's economy, because there's destruction and because there's so much value in creating things and all this stuff, is extremely well balanced to the point where it isn't costly when you lose stuff. It is costly when you lose the highest end stuff, but your day-to-day gear is just, it's like losing ammunition from a gun in Star Citizen. It's not that big of a deal. So all of those things together work really well. Then what's the quick repair return to normal so I don't have to go down 8 different crafters to get your things back? Oh, yeah, you live in an area where the items are there, right? Or CIG can create a situation where you're able to, stockpile more easily, whatever. But I think the most important thing is that the prices of the items in the game are simple. But what EVE does is they have a very simple button that, like, you save the fit of your ship, just like they're talking about in the ASOP terminal, right? So everything about my ship is exactly how I want it. It looks just like the ship that died. So it's still my ship, right? It's my fit. Instead of it's my ship, it's my loadout. And then my ship is still like kind of ammunition. That's what a lot of people say in EVE. Ships are ammunition. Everything is ammunition. Okay, cool. And that's a good mentality to have. And people don't feel the way that Star Citizen backers do, because they don't have that, I spent $1,000 on this ship. This ship is my ship, right? It's not really like that. And there's a value in it being like the ship has a name, and there's value in it being your ship. I totally understand. So what does bricked mean? There is no what do I think brick means. They said what they think brick means, and that is, for a period of time, you can use that weapon item quantum drive, but after a while, it will eventually stop working. And their idea there is that you will dismantle that item. Guys, this is, again, duping V2. So I'm going to hit send here. But let me ask one more question. Able to be dismantled? Question mark. Right? Obviously, we don't need an answer right this second, but I think this is I don't know what to say there. But we don't need an answer right this second. I mean, like, they can do one of their posts that they do, about the big changes. So this appears to be exact opposite of removing duping. Let me lay out the scenario. Find enough material, create a really great quantum drive. Awesome. I remove that drive and claim the ship. Repeat this 100 times. Now I have 100 drives, and I get dismantled to dupe the material that created the drive. Are bricked items not able to be dismantled? If this is the case, doesn't this also kill salvage gameplay? How quickly are items bricked? Right? Because entire ships can be bricked then. I can now create more of those, which is duping. I guess we should probably cut, and then paste this at the bottom. And then I'm just going to publish. There we go. Yeah, we were on the same page, Rosander. What if the quality was random when salvaging? That's fucking RNG cringe. That's stupid. So, yeah. I think this is an important question to ask. And we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But nobody mentions it under his post. Does this mean salvaging components would be worth more AUEC? Like, clueless. Like, people are clueless to how bad that is. Right? It's either they're clueless or they're the opposite of clueless and they know something that we don't and they just didn't include it in the conversation. So I'll reach out to and see what's going on, because that's a slippery slope there for sure. But we'll go back to Roadmap Roundup and yeah. So I like that's a little bit longer of a talk that I wanted to do on this, but again, I don't see a world where things aren't destroyed when they blow up, and when things aren't permanently stolen when they're stolen. And you not run into issues like this. Like, they just want to do the most casual thing, but then, like, it's either you allow nothing to be stolen and you go down, like, this, more modern MMO route, which is awful, and I quit. Easy. Like, you want me to quit? Just do that. Or you go down a route where everything dies. But you remove the friction after you die. You have to remove the friction after you die. Modern MMOs are the worst. Don't you play WoW? Like, WoW started this trash. So don't come here, data streamer. WoW started this garbage. You never-endingly collect gear and power creep forever and never lose anything. Ugh. I'm okay with modern MMOs, but it doesn't fit SC. We don't know what SC is. It doesn't fit SC for you, right? Like, that's the thing. It doesn't fit SC for you, right? It's like, it's what Chris or what. But the thing is I don't think they're thinking. I don't think they're capable of understanding the scope of the game that they're making, because they may not be interested in crafting as much as I might be. And, I'm the one who's going to play it. So I think, well, they're definitely letting the pledge store think for them in this case. This is, all of this insurance bullshit is 100% because of the pledge store, right? Does that mean we could claim a smaller ship inside of a bigger ship in the ASOP? Potentially. Maybe not in the first iteration, but eventually. I assume yes. I mean, it'll even have your little plushies where you want them, is what they said. Vanilla WoW is a completely different beat than modern retail WoW. That's great. Good for WoW, but it became something entirely different. And ruined MMOs forever. So, pardon me for hating fucking WoW. But if we claim ships and it brings back stock, it covers the store and it makes us craft things. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Here's the deal. I don't know what the solution is, but I am able to lay out the problem that looks to be in front of us. And that is, this is duping V2. Period. End of story. Unless there's something that we don't know about bricked items and how quickly they'll be bricked and so on. And if they are, that's also not a very fun thing, because if I kill you, I should salvage your fucking shit, and that's my win. That's my reward for killing you, right? If we get into a fight and I win, I loot your body. That is how this works. That is the reward. What is the reward? Like, what is everything just a participation trophy? Right? The reward is I loot your body. I loot your ship. However you want to do it, right? Or is the only reward, posting a screenshot of our ships on a sunset for a Chris Roberts to love or something, right? So I hope, and I try to, listen, I'm not getting overly upset. I try to remain calm. I try to say, I'm sure they thought about this, but at this point, I'm convinced they haven't. So I'll shoot out some messages. We'll see what happens, but this is not looking good at all. All right, real quick. Yeah, we included. I'll include some of the images too of the roadmap stuff because I said I was going to look at them and then we didn't. So yeah, there's like the flight suit and the crossbow and stuff. But outside of that, I did reach out to some CIG people, and we'll hear more soon. I'm not going to say anything because they don't really have any answers, but they have some things that we'll hear more about, like whether it's in PTU notes or future patches or something like that as far as the insurance system goes. So I don't think it's something to super freak out about, but I think it's still something to be like, hey, this is probably a really big issue, and always point out those. I mean, that's what alpha is about, right? Like a lot of people will probably make a comment of it's an alpha. Why are you complaining? Now's the time to point these things out. That's the whole fucking point of alphas, right? So just trying to make that obvious, but sounds like they only just realized. No, I could tell you that they did not only just realize from what was said to me, but I'm going to allow them to speak because it's maybe I got a little information that was a little earlier than you guys would hear it probably. So I don't think it's appropriate for me to be the one to share. I think it's for them to share. But I just was like, hey, these are my concerns. What do you think? And yeah, so they have things fairly figured out, but whether or not they're the best solution or not will remain to be seen. So we'll see. But yeah, just wanted to leave you guys that it's not all doom and gloom. Oh my God, they're so stupid. No, they're not. And I didn't think they were, but it's like, it's a roadmap update. So it's like just meant to be like, yo, this is what item recovery is going to look like in 4.8. But they obviously don't give massive amounts of detail. So when you don't get massive amounts of detail, what do you start doing? You create those details in your head. And that's what I did. So, all right. That's the video. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the duping. And let me know what you think about, if they have thought about it, what do you think their possible solutions are, I guess. And we'll see. All right.